the cases are kind of going down and we will see a little relief,
Yes.
but that doesn't let us actually let our guard go down. It's been
Oh
one of
yes.
the most you know serious and unprecedented waves that we've seen. The first one that we had last
Hmm.
year took a long time to actually peak and a long time to kind of subside. But in the interim
Yeah.
period, of course, I think we were rather careless. We did not follow COVID appropriate behavior as individuals, as a country. So hence we saw what
Yes.
we did. Okay. So having said that, of course, we people have that thing to bounce back always. We Indians are good at that, but also very unfortunate, and I'm sure lots of families here have been impacted. It has actually been a
Hmm.
sad affair. Lots of families have lost their members, and some have had a very tough course of
Yeah.
illness. But anyways, hoping that everybody copes well with this, and we are going to be more knowledgeable and sensible in the coming time, because there is a
Hmm.
predicted third wave also.
Yes.
So
Yes.
now,
Yeah.
what exactly? I mean, one doesn't really have to be phobic about this, but yes, having said that, it's easier said than done, because of what we have seen. We are bound to be very, very,
Hmm.
we will overreact. We will be phobic, but you have to understand how the disease works. Okay, so basically, when it strikes you, you may not really, you're already infected maybe 3 to 5 days before the symptoms show up. Okay,
Hmm.
so the moment, firstly, of course, we should know that the COVID appropriate behavior of masking up, keeping the adequate distance, washing your hand, that is, your hand hygiene has to be adequate. Okay, and double masking is what is being asked as of now. Now, what is that? Let me dwell on that also. Now, double masking means that you wear a surgical mask. Now, surgical mask is that blue mask that you see in the market. It's a three-ply mask. Okay, wear that first and a cloth mask over that. Either this or a N95. Now, N95 you don't have to double up with another one. Okay, that by
Hmm.
itself is
Okay.
good enough, because it's going to kind of
Okay.
keep your mouth all closed. So you don't really need anything else. But if it's just a surgical mask, it's kind of going to be open on the sides, and you would probably give
Hmm.
it one twist around, or maybe make a knot at the ear loops. Again, that kind of makes it kind of opposed closely to your face. So where the strings
Yeah.
start, just put a knot right there. Okay, so that's another practical way of kind of making sure that it's kind of opposed well to your mouth and your nose. So
And
this
it's
is one
sealed
thing I
properly.
wanted, yes, to seal it properly. It should form a good seal around your face. So this is something I wanted you to know. Then now, once the disease sets in, of course, if you have a suspicion that, okay, so and so was infected and I've been a contact,
Hmm.
you make sure that you distance yourself from all the susceptible people, or rather everybody in your family for that matter. But you do know that the elderly, the children, they are more important. They have to be distanced all the more. First step, of course, you kind of take one room each, mask up even in the house. That is, I think, something a lot of people are doing right now, and we should not forget
Yeah.
that soon. As if the cases are beginning to go down, it doesn't mean that we let our guard down again. Repeatedly, I reinforce that to all people who are here.
Hmm.
And subsequently, what is important is that, obviously monitor your symptoms. See that, again, it may be something very vague. It may be just that you're feeling lethargic, maybe you're just having a vague headache, some backache, and it may be nothing more. But even
Hmm.
those symptoms better be, an alarm bell, because some people will have just that. Okay, and if you don't take adequate precaution, you may be moving around in your family and would have passed it on, because as I said, some people are going to have a very, very mild illness. However, the
Some
other
may be
individuals in your
asymptomatic.
family, asymptomatic or you're a mild symptomatic patient. Okay,
Yeah.
so whenever, of course, asymptomatic, if you don't get to know, it's not really something you can do anything about. But if you get to know, let it be a very vague symptom, but please take adequate care. Even with those
Hmm.
little things, people may say you're getting paranoid. It's better to be paranoid in this era
Yeah.
of having seen so
I
much
get that a lot.
adverse effects of COVID and so much of death. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I mean, I think those people are better off. No point being overconfident and saying it's not going to touch you. It just touched
Yeah.
everybody this time.
True.
Nobody has gotten to know how and where. Okay. So Delhi, of course, we've been bad, because I'm based in Delhi. I can tell you how and what being a doctor, and as I said, though I'm not in the midst of it, people who are doing the real, frontline work in the ICUs, and there with, who are medicine people, the physicians, the pulmonologists, in the ICU intensivists. Ask them, they would have another altogether a very, different story to tell you. So what I'm trying to tell you is that please don't let your guard down. And then, of course, if you have proper symptoms, how do you monitor them? If you have a fever, the fever may be mild or it may be very high. Even though if it's mild, obviously you will get in touch with your physician. Don't self-medicate, okay? But yes, even if you have to take a medicine on your own, it can be any one of your, Crocin preparations, a paracetamol, a Crocin, a Dolo 650, okay? And for that matter, if a fever doesn't really respond to this, you can also be taking something like a Meftal Fort. Okay, this somebody just gave a question, what will be the first aid? This will be the first aid. Yeah. So every 6 hourly, you can keep doing that. But first step, obviously, get in touch with your physician. Okay. And besides temperature monitoring also should not be, I personally feel that rather than using your digital thermometers, I would say keep those age-old mercury thermometers. The Hanimax still makes those.
In fact, I saw the difference yesterday.
Yes.
No, I saw that yesterday because I had fever and I was checking it with that handgun sort of, like that thermometer. Yeah. And exactly. Turns out that there was a difference of 1 degree. I thought my body temperature was 98.4 and it turned out to be 99.4. I had mild fever, probably a reaction to the vaccine. Right. Yeah. So that definitely I've realized it does not work.
Yeah. So that's what age-old things, they say old is gold, and I do agree. So use a mercury thermometer. That is going to will not give you any false alarms. Okay. And neither will it kind of let you be underprepared for what is really there. So having said that, the next step, of course, have a pulse oximeter at home. That, of course, is also again very vital. That is also your basic, let's say, the armamentarium of starting your monitoring at home. So SpO2 means what? It tells you the oxygen, saturation in your blood. So how do you measure it? The index finger of your dominant hand. Okay. So if you're right-handed person, which most of us are, you put it on your, index finger. It's like kind of opens up. I'm sure so many of us have seen it. I don't really have it now. I should have probably kept it with me. It kind of opens up. You clamp it on your finger.
Have it.
You have it? You have it.
Yeah. I've been monitoring mine since yesterday, so this is what it is. And this is how you put it. I'm a right-handed person. It shows as left, but I'm otherwise a right-handed person. Opposite camera hai to ulta dikh raha hai. But this is what it looks like. Yeah. So I've been monitoring because I got a little paranoid.
And then what you look at is that it should definitely have an SpO2 which is 94 to 9 and above. Okay, that is good enough. Then you're all good. And respiratory.
When should one raise the alarm?
Yes, I'm going to come to all of that. But now that you asked me, alarm is anything below 94. 94 and below, you 94. Have to start being. Yes, 94, maybe 93 maximum. You can only give a leeway of 93. Anything between 90 to 93 will be already onset of mild disease. Okay, and anything which is less than 90 definitely needs hospitalization. So I'll come to that.
So later. That bracket between 90 and 94 is when you start looking.
No, you start at any moment that it goes beyond 93, you have to be on high alert.
Yeah. Okay.
And how high alert? Of course, now that I told you that, let's say a patient come, most of us would actually not have a bad course in the disease. Now you may say so many ended up in the ICU, so many ended up in the hospitals. Why? Even now, if you see, the case fatality is still less than 2%. Only problem in this wave has been, it has been very infected. So that a very big number of the population has gotten infected. So relatively the proportion reaching the hospitals is also huge. Right.
Yeah.
And the ones that are getting severely sick and ending up, either losing their lives or being really bad in the ICU for long periods, they'll also going to be more